for the rest of the year. For the last one, Dan, I gave you a homework assignment. The Patriots haven't played a lot of big spotlight games that the whole country has seen. So I think a lot of fans are very well aware that Drake Maye is playing out of his mind, but they don't really know what it looks like. What does it look like?
Vintage Josh McDaniels and Tom Brady. It's because they hunt matchups, and that's the reason what's going on. So you take Pop Douglas and Ramondre Stevenson, Henderson, and you flip them. Now the quarterback sees what the defense in. He's going to the second play. He knows the pressure's coming off his left. He knows that Pop Douglas, a receiver lined up at running back, is going to be covered by a defensive end, outside linebacker. You void the secondary, and then that creates plenty of space one-on-one. You got a receiver much more athletic and space than that defensive end. Touchdown. And then they're killing defenses with crossers. They often have two people in the backfield. Number one, you're chipping, you're helping protection, and then they're just reading man coverage. That backside corner follows Booty. He's got the shallow cross. Once again, we have a void in the secondary. It's space-wise, and Drake's throwing it versus man coverage as good as anybody in football right now. They hunt matchups from an offensive perspective. It's what Notorious was part of the New England of old. It's what they were known for, and they're doing it again.
That's the value of elite coaching and an extremely talented young player. And you think it adds up to MVP, Will Compton?
Yeah, I have a fun stat for you boys. Drake Maye has become the fourth quarterback in NFL history to record 200-plus passing yards and 100-plus passer rating in 8 consecutive games within a season. The other quarterbacks who have hit this milestone all won the MVP in those seasons. Aaron Rodgers in 2011 and 2020, Tom Brady in 2007, and Peyton Manning in 2004.
And can I tell you something?
Come on, Chef, do you like numbers?
This is exactly why the New York Jets have added 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years, because they have to find a way to keep up with Drake Maye and Josh Allen. This is what the Miami Dolphins eventually are going to have to do, because they're going to be in a division with Drake Maye and Josh Allen and the quarterback that the Jets get. So they're going to need 1, 2 over time. So we're going to see an arms race in the AFC East.
You know what that's telling me, Danny O? Shefty knows something that we don't.
Shefty's always up to something
going on that we don't.
I think it's always a safe bet to assume Shefty knows things we don't. I want to come back to that, but is he this good? Like, are we willing already to? I feel like there is a movement in the NFL on the part of some people. I host 5 different shows here every week, so I get a lot of different opinions. I'm just saying, the panel is different. I feel like there's some people out there ready to anoint Maye right now as the next great one. And then there are some who are a little bit hesitant. Which side of that are you on, Taylor?
I don't disagree with what Will's saying when it comes to the New England Patriots. Drake Maye is playing at a level that very few have ever seen before. He's been absolutely incredible. The thing that concerns me for Drake Maye in the second half of the season is how much he has been affected by his offensive line playing inconsistent. If he's going to keep getting hit at the rate he's been getting hit, I don't see him finishing the season, along with Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold playing the way he is. And so Dan's pissed. Dan's pissed off.
No.
It's November.
I'm with you. This will be the biggest challenge Drake Maye has faced in his NFL career. This game. 100%. Because this defense, 1, very good against the run, Tampa. And then 2, makes you constantly think. They're constantly changing the question on you, pre-snap to post-snap. This pressure's coming from here. This guy's dropping from here. This blitz is coming from here. This coverage is rotating that way. He hasn't really seen that. So we're going to know a lot more about Drake Maye, just as far as how good after this week. This is the biggest challenge he's seen in his NFL career.
He has looked like an emerging star. I mean, he's there. He's a star. He's emerged as a star. And right now you're talking about him being, right now, he probably is the best quarterback from last year's draft class right now.
Yeah, and I would say this too. What quarterback right now is elevating the people around him and their performance more? When it comes to their baseline of talent and ability.
Who else does that in his own division?
Josh Allen. Good point.
Yeah, and there they are.
Yeah, with the question and the question.
And this is by the Jets.
To Danny O's point too, it's not like he's surrounded by a bunch of names. And if this team does continue like this journey this season and end up as the 1 seed in the AFC or win that division,
he'll win MVP.
How does he not win the MVP?
He's doing more with less, and should be the benchmark of the MVP.
Look, Patrick Mahomes won it in his second year. Lamar Jackson won it in his second year. Here's Drake Maye, amazingly, in this conversation in his second year. Coming up, did Jerry get Dallas out of a 10 in the NFL? QB questions for our QB, Dan Orlvosky. All right, Dan, let's start with Lamar Jackson. He's 24-3 in his career against the NFC. What's going to be his biggest challenge trying to keep that going against Minnesota this weekend?
Yeah, this is the best game that this Minnesota defense has had all season long against the Detroit Lions this past week, and it was really their fire zone pressures. Lamar's legs are going to be huge. If you look at the Vikings defense this year, they've given up big games to quarterbacks who have ran. Justin Herbert certainly at the very top of that list. Lamar coming back using his legs and broken plays is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, because Goff wasn't able to do that last week. Steeler defense finally showed up. Will they be a nightmare matchup for Justin Herbert this week, who's playing with no offensive tackles?
Well, that's the caveat, the tackles. The Steelers defense, again, best performance of the year for them. I thought they were really smart with how they played the Colts, playing pass first and second down rather than the run. When Joe Alt's on the field, Herbert's fine. When Joe Alt's off the field, Herbert's not. This team is going to struggle without that all-pro left tackle.
Yeah, they've been without Rashawn Slater all season long, and now they're going to be without him.
In the conference championship game, with all of the calls trying to go for it on fourth down, I think it were 3 different fourth downs where he tried to go for it. They didn't convert, and that ended up costing them in the end. And people went back to, well, I'm not sure Dan Campbell can manage the game the way that a championship head coach should. Now, to that, I would say Dan Campbell lost both of his coordinators this past offseason. The Detroit Lions still look like a damn good football team.
Sure do.
That on any given Sunday can beat anybody in the National Football League.
So are there other people in sports that you look at and say, I don't know if they could shake the label? Like, for example,
Sam Darnold seeing ghosts. That hasn't changed. Listen, for as great as he was with the Minnesota Vikings last year, everybody got the confirmation bias that they were looking for at the end of the season. Regular season finale, spit the bit against the Lions, and then in the playoffs against the L.A. Rams looked awful.
Yeah, you say really, hand up. That's me. I think he's awesome.
Even though he's gone to Seattle now and is performing at such a high level.
He's even better this year than he was last year.
Yes.
Yeah, and I still wonder in those big moments how he's going to perform. I mean, it's not fair. I understand.
The Seattle Seahawks could be in the Super Bowl. Evan's going to pick against him if Sam Darnold's their quarterback.
Because he's going to see ghosts.
Guaranteed.
And it's not fair to him. It's not fair to him. What about Danny Dimes? That's why we're on the quarterback thing. Danny Dimes was almost, for Daniel Jones, was almost done as like a joke. Like it's like when I don't want to call somebody a scrub. When the 15th man on the bench comes in and shoots free throws late in the game, when it's a blowout and the fans go, MVP.
Yeah.
Like, that guy's not going to win MVP. I promise you. Bronny is not going to win MVP, right? But so Danny Dimes, like, he doesn't actually throw that many dimes, and we're going to just keep calling him Danny Dimes. But now, the Steelers game withstanding, Daniel Jones has been awesome.
So what are you going to do in a Colts Seahawks Super Bowl?
Oh, my gosh.
I like
his mind.
I like Daniel Jones. I like Daniel Jones more than most.
Can't trust either.
Who are you going to pick?
Danny Dimes or seeing ghosts? Or the ghost man?
I think the Colts got a good defense, great defensive line, well coached, the whole deal. I'll go with the Colts. But
Wait, I have one.
go ahead.
What about Kyle Shanahan 28-3?
Why is that him, though? It drives me nuts.
Let's not relitigate that, but it's assigned to him.
No, he won't.
Các bạn, bây giờ mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn làm đồ thủ công. Bây giờ mình sẽ dùng màu nâu để làm